Hey, everybody, and welcome back to the Not Fancy League. I am Rob,
I'm Tyler.
and we are back with a Week 4 preview, our Week 3 recap. And as we'll start with our league update here. Here's the standings as of right now. We got the Munchettes and Ground and Pound Town, the two 3-0 teams at this point in the season. So they're up on top. But Just Two Justins takes the points king lead with 502 after a monster week. But let's get into all of these games if you don't have anything, Tyler, here with the standings.
No, just competitive for those final two spots in playoffs right now. Pretty excited.
Right now in between week 3 and 4,
A
real
lot can
highly
happen.
competitive. So we're gonna go through every single game that we had in our league this week. But the first one I wanted to get into was Tyler and I's game, and I'll put it up right here. Uh, I absolutely hate fantasy football. I hate fantasy football so much. I made all of these moves last week. My team scores the third most points in the league this week. And Raheem Mostert, 31-year-old Raheem Mostert, just drops an absolute I don't even know how to describe what he did to me. But the entire
Raheem the
Sunday,
Dream.
Raheem the Dream, I don't want to call him that at all. I call him the 31-year-old won't be healthy past week 5. Just screws me over for 1 week. I absolutely hate Raheem Mostert. I absolutely hate fantasy football. It killed me the whole day, Tyler. It ruined my Sunday.
I mean, it was good. I enjoyed it. I had him in a couple leagues. I set a points record in our league that we had for since high school. Uh, I'm very happy this week. I'm very satisfied.
I am not. I'm sitting at 0-3, and I'm really, really upset about it. And my team looked good. I wasted the Sam Laporta game. I absolutely dominated that trade with Trich. I looked awesome, and then Raheem Mostert just comes and ruins all my fun.
We get into the rest of the games, or should we break down the
Yeah,
score?
yeah, yeah. That was just my rant. I had to get off my chest. I've been thinking about that since Sunday. Um, so moving on to our other game, this was, I think the other biggest story was Just Two Justins dropped 222, and he did it without A-Chain or Mostert. He had a really, really good game. He was able to double the Alamos points. He just had the Herbert Allen stack. McCaffrey was good. Adams was fantastic. He's a pretty good team.
Yeah. I think I think like we said earlier, he's like one of our favorites to win the league.
Mhm.
He's probably likely to get that third spot unless he overpasses the Munchettes, which there's plenty of time to do that. But yeah, his team. When you get the number one quarterback, number one wide receiver stack, it's going to be hard to
Yeah.
lose.
Yeah, he looked absolutely awesome. And then just to add insult to injury here too, his defense had 33 points. He had the Bills defense who had 9 sacks. So they absolutely destroyed Sam Howell there in Washington. So just every single piece of his team was firing on all cylinders. So really, really good stuff there from Just Two Justins. So moving on to what was our game of the week going into the week, it was the two and 0 teams, Ground and Pound Town versus Jacob T7. Ground and Pound Town gets the win here, but I blame injuries, not the credit to Ground and Pound Town. Absolutely zero credit I think I'm giving to them. All injuries for Jacob T7 is the reason that he lost this week.
Well, I knew who to pick, and I picked correctly. Moves to 3-0, and the guy that was born on third base continues to succeed until it
It
matters in the
absolutely
playoffs.
continues it. But if you take a look at the Jacob T7 team here, I mean, he had to start Stevenson and Collins and Zay Flowers when he had Barkley and Ayuk and Waddle all on the bench. So probably would have been a closer game if those guys played. Who knows what Waddle would have done this week? Probably would have put up a bunch of points, even though they stopped throwing the ball at some point. It was all the running backs that scored out there in
It
Miami.
is funny that he has four on his starting lineup. He has four Ravens players.
That seems like too many.
Yeah, it seems like they either feast or famine for this guy.
Even though Lamar had a good game, I guess the thing is Lamar is taking from everybody else because he's scoring touchdowns when he runs them in. I guess he doesn't have any
Yeah,
of those running backs, but I don't know. Yeah, he's heavily invested in who is that? Todd Munkin.
yeah,
Heavily invested in your boy Todd over there. All right. Moving on to the Pound Cake versus Team Blasi. And this one came right down to the end. It came down literally to Matthew Stafford. And late into the fourth quarter, Matthew Stafford had like 5 points, and Pound Cake was losing. And I thought that they were going to suffer another tough loss because once again, they started Austin Eckler. Clearly, the penalty didn't affect him last week. So he just went ahead and rolled him out again. But Stafford eventually threw a touchdown, was able to get the win there over Team Blasi.
yeah. Is a pound? This is going to be a good bet. We should maybe start. Is a pound cake going to have more wins or draft picks next year?
Ooh.
Because right
He
now
already
it looks
has He already
Two
has
gone.
6. He only has
He has
6
met,
left.
yeah, he lost as many draft picks as he has weeks this week. So
Yeah. Yeah, he has
it
1
might be a
win and
good
2
bet.
lost draft picks so far.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. But he got the win, so win or celebrate. In
Yes.
that Monday night game was gross.
Yeah, they both kind of were gross. Both of those games weren't very good. Uh, but we kind of move on, I guess. I think that's what Monday Night Football is in the beginning. I don't know, especially when they
Yeah.
put the 2 games up there, and it's just here's 2 teams, here's two games you don't really care about, but it's on Monday, so you watch them. All right, so moving on here to Tortoise Lips versus the Munchettes. The Munchettes get the victory here, kind of closer than I think either of us thought it would be. A pretty good game for Tortoise Lips. The one thing that I'll say about them is, this was a good week for them. I don't know if they can do better than this. I don't know if their team can score more than 135 on a consistent basis. They had a lot of guys kind of go above their expectations or right at their expectations. So no flops for Tortoise Lips, and he still doesn't win.
Yeah, it's a tough week. And I'm surprised by on Munchett's team, St. Brown, he had a turf toe or something. You thought he would maybe have an off week, and he performs well. He seems like he has a very durable team. And with Brian Robinson and Pollard, I mean, Robinson has a bad game, but he's still being a solid season. So Munchettes have a really solid core going right now.
Yeah, and it seems like Deshaun kind of figured something out finally. He was playing Tennessee, but he had his first good game, I think, in a long time.
Figured out for fantasy. I mean, he still throws the ball the opposite direction, but yeah.
Yeah, but fantasy wise, he had a pretty good he had a pretty good game. All right,
Yeah.
so let's move into our MVPs of the week. Tyler, you can go first.
I mean, there's no one else but the Dream himself. Raheem the Dream dropping 45, four touchdowns. You love to see it. I mean, him and A-Train together. Oh, you had a good week.
Yeah, I mean that was probably one of the most impressive fantasy performances there's ever been, because I think the last time someone scored 70 fantasy football didn't exist. So this was one of the most impressive weeks we've seen any offense have. That entire Dolphins offense. Tua looked awesome. Tyreek looked awesome. If you had a Dolphin, you probably won this week. If you didn't, you have a horrible team around them. So you probably try to fix that. And then my MVP of the week, I went with the Devontae Adams, Keenan Allen combo. Both these receivers go over 40. So absolutely monster week for both of those guys. Pretty much the reason that Just Who Justin's went over 200. So really, really good stuff from both of those guys. So moving on to our L of the week. And I had a couple different places I was going to go with this. I'm going to go with Trevor Lawrence. And not necessarily because he had a bad week, but because he is currently the number 20th ranked quarterback in fantasy football. And if you pick Trevor Lawrence or you had him in a keeper league, you probably picked him pretty high, and he has not been performing anywhere near what you thought that he would. He's just not quite been there so far this season. So pretty much L of the season so far for Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, I mean, especially coming off that giant comeback in the playoffs last season, you thought they had the momentum coming into this season. They're going to be a lot better. But I mean, they haven't looked like the teams everyone thought they would be. And it's a little disappointing. But maybe they turn around like they did last season. We'll find out. My L of the week was T. Higgins, dropping only 4 points.
It's the same team. They're both in the same team.
Yeah. Sorry, Elmo. Yeah, I mean, he had some good weeks when Chase had some bad weeks. So maybe it's a flip-flop thing. But yeah, they almost they're lost right now. I don't know what they can do.
They're lost, and the thing is, it's really not that bad of a team. Still, when you look at it, we talked about it last week. I still have faith that this team could be pretty good. Zach Moss looks awesome, and the thing is, what's his name? I can't remember his name. Jonathan Taylor comes back. He has Jonathan Taylor too. So I mean,
does he come back?
Maybe we'll go to a different team, and then you have 2 good running backs. I don't totally know. His team's not bad, but he just scored 110 points. So I don't know what you do about that. All right. Our benching of the week. Oh man, this is the same team again. Devon Achane benching of the week. Even though there's nothing you can do about that, no one really saw that coming. But the fact he dropped over 50 points.
And one of the things, are you going to start him now?
I think you have to start him now.
Yeah,
because he's definitely get a lot of more touches now. I think because they're not going to overuse Mostert, and they're probably going to split carries at this point. And if they're going to split carries, I think it's going to be okay.
I mean, Yeah, not to jump ahead, but could Devon Achane join the Gabe Davis cycle?
We'll see. We'll have to see if he joins the Gabe Davis cycle. All right. Speaking of the Gabe Davis cycle, we're moving on to the Gabe Davis cycle, and there's only supposed to be two options with the Gabe Davis cycle, but I'm gonna add a third one this week, and it's just pure confusion. I don't know what Gabe Davis is. I don't know what he's supposed to do. He caught a touchdown and still wasn't even that good. So if he doesn't catch a touchdown, is he horrible? I don't know, but he keeps catching touchdowns. So I don't know what to do about Gabe Davis. I'm in full confusion mode. So the Gabe Davis cycle, I guess, lives in the middle. I don't know. It's
Yeah,
confusion.
is he growing as a player now where he'll have just average weeks? So there's a good week, average week, bad week, average week. So now it's a 4 cycle.
But the thing is,
So
at some
they're
point, that's just everybody. I guess the thing is, he moves through all three more than everybody does. But I don't know. Gabe Davis, we made a cycle because you were so confusing, and then you became so confusing that now you had to add a whole nother thing to the cycle. So I don't know. Gabe,
he needs to be
just
studied.
he should be studied. The fantasy impact of Gabe Davis on my mental health it's not good. So all right. And then this is a new segment that we're going to try here. A new thing. We're going to rank the QBs. So we're going to go with rookie QB ladder. Tyler didn't have anything. I guess you can debate me on it. This is my QB ladder. So
Yeah, I didn't
number
know if
one,
you
I
wanted
have
me to
CJ
make my
Stroud.
own.
Huh?
It's pretty
What?
similar. Mine's pretty similar, but then you also
Okay.
we'll get into it. But
Yeah, we'll get into it. We'll get into it. It's a 7-rung ladder at this point. It might go. It might get more than that. It might go less. But currently, number one, I got CJ Stroud. Do you have any thoughts on CJ Stroud being at the top? Is that what you had as well?
he's my number 2 right now, only behind Caleb
Okay.
Williams as a Bears quarterback.
All right. So Tyler is Caleb Williams one. I have CJ Stroud one.
Yeah, but CJ Stroud is my number 2.
Okay. I think he's looked the best so far. He can actually throw the ball. He's not thrown a pick yet, which is crazy that he's not thrown an interception. And he's actually
He
put
has
up pretty
a
consistent numbers.
he's the most accurate quarterback throwing to open receivers, and like he's like on some other completion accuracies, he's like comparable with only Patrick Mahomes.
Oh,
He's insane right
that's
now.
pretty good.
Yeah,
It's I guess that's pretty good company if you're a rookie quarterback like that.
yeah.
All right, and then moving on, I had AR-15 number two. He's currently hurt. And then I had Bryce number three. He's also currently hurt. So that's what I
And
got for 2 and 3.
and these are for fantasy points, right? These are
Yeah,
fantasy
this
based
is
quarterbacks.
fantasy impact rookie quarterback ladder.
Because my 1 and 2 is fantasy and regular football. Where still Caleb Williams, CJ Stroud. I would have Bryce as 4 and AR as 3. Yeah.
So far yours
Bryce
is the
is-
same, just that your number one's different.
Yeah, well, it gets a little different here.
All right, so number 4, I put Will Levis. He's
Mhm.
not better than Ryan Tannehill, but he's still number 4 in my rankings this week.
Okay.
He hasn't done anything wrong, so there you go. That's what's going well for Will Levis. He hasn't made any mistakes yet.
Okay. Well, I have Sam Howell above him.
I don't even know how that's possible. I have Sam Howell below Will Levis, even though he's not even really a rookie, but he's kind of a rookie. He threw 4 interceptions this week against Buffalo. He got sacked 9 times. I'm going to
part
say
of
he's
the
not
Wolfpack.
better than Will Levis right now.
Part of the Wolfpack. Well, best ability is availability, and he's playing out. He's giving it its all, and that's why
I guess
I
that's
have
true.
my next spot, Zach Wilson.
Here's a question then for you, Tyler. Would you rather have Will Levis? No, excuse me. Would you rather have Sam Howell or Ryan Tannehill?
Oh, Sam Howell.
Okay, all right, whatever. All right,
Easily.
moving
This is
on.
not even joking. I'm being serious. Are you kidding me?
Moving on to number 6. Number 6, I put
Would you
Justin
want?
Fields
No, we're finished. You want Tannehill over Sam Howell?
to win a game. Yes.
Okay.
Anyway, moving on. At number 6, I got Justin Fields. He's pretty much a rookie quarterback. He pretty much has a rookie coach, even though that's both of those things are not true facts. The Bears are the worst team, I think, in the NFL right now. Most of it's Eberflus's fault. Second most blame, probably Justin Fields. So they look bad.
They're
He's
most of
number
the
6.
fans. There's the fans.
Yeah, I think it's everybody's fault.
Second's the defense. Third is the fans. Fourth is Fields.
And then the McCaskies are actually
Well, the McCaskies are
1A.
McCaskies are stuck at 1 until they pass.
Yeah. And then number 7, I don't think I'm going to have any debate here at number 7. I got Zach Wilson as the lowest run on the QB rookie ladder.
I am slightly ahead of Drake May right now.
I don't know how it's possible to have him out of Drake May. He has looked so bad.
think-
How is he have that job still?
It's just because the fans aren't behind him. If the fans start cheering him and not boo him, Maybe he'll turn it around. People need to start. Listen, he's already bad. So why not just try rooting for him and just overbearingly support him right now? Because you're already bad.
I would take so many other guys that would just. I would take so many guys that don't have a job right now.
Trevor Siemian
over Zach Wilson. Yes.
Trevor. Well, because he's on the roster now. So Trevor Siemian.
There got to be somebody else that you can put other than Zach Wilson that might be able to do something. Nathan Peterman experiment. Let's go ahead and try that. Maybe that might be better. Kirk actually makes sense.
Last year on the deal, Vikings stink. Well, no, let the Vikings get a couple more picks for we get the first and then trade for Kirk Cousins. I can see that actually happening.
Maybe. I think it makes sense. I think that they have to do something.
A third or a fourth?
Probably. I don't think it's worth more than that.
Yeah. I mean, they don't have a second.
Yeah, you're right. All right, so let's move into our week 4 preview. So we're cruising along here. Let us know how the rookie QB ladder went. If you want to see more rookie QB ladder, comment. That was an awesome segment. You guys are so cool.
That's what's the comment's going to read. You are so cool. That's a net positive place.
So going to our week 4 preview, here's our standings. Tyler's sitting at 8-2. He went 5-0 last week. I'm sitting at 4-6. I'm kind of right in the middle. So really impressive stuff. 5-0 is impressive, Tyler. So we'll see if you're going to be able to keep that up.
That's what I do.
Oh, just what you do. All right, fair enough. Fair enough. All right, so going into our first game here in the week, we got our winless bowl. We got 2 0-3 teams. It is me taking on my dad. It's honestly a split right now, 53-47%. I mean, I'm going to take myself because the Alamo continues to spiral out of control. But I wouldn't be surprised if I lose this game, and I lose my mind even more, and I hate fantasy football even more than I already currently do.
I'm picking you, but also because then I can go ahead and just laugh even if you lose next week because you lose to the Alamo who's just in disarray will be very funny. So yeah, I'm picking you. I think you win pretty comfortably. I put
Lawrence on my L of the week. I think he's going to absolutely dominate, and then I'm going to lose. But I'm still picking myself.
Yeah, and Devon A-Chain's going to score another 50 points.
I wonder if he's going to flex A-Chain in or not. We'll see what he does. All right, moving on to Jacob T7 versus the Tortoise Lips. I think we're going to be on the same one here. I'm going to go Jacob T7. He needs a win to bounce back. And Tortoise Lips, I don't really know. I'm still confused.
Yeah, the guy that doesn't have Mike Williams. Yeah, I'm picking Jacob T7.
Yeah.
Pretty easy.
I think he's healthy again this week, so I think that's going to make a difference.
That should be, yeah. I think it'll be pretty comfortable. Moving to ground and pound versus Team Blassie. Rob, who do you like here?
I'm going to go with Team Blassie. He lost last week. His team was kind of down. I think he's going to bounce back well. Jalen Hurts needs to have like a really big game. He's not really had that like super awesome game yet. Even though it's not true. He's had some good games. But I think he's going to have a monster game this week against Washington.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is going to be a really, really close one. But Russell Wilson, I just don't think Russell Wilson's going to have another competent. Well, he's playing the Bears. God damn it.
Playing the Bears, that's the thing.
Yeah. Damn it. ZC is going to win, and the Bears are going to lose, and it's going to just be a miserable week for me.
Just one thing here. I'm over Puka Nacua. I don't think he's that good. I think that the first 2 games were flukes. I think that when it's going to come down to it, he's going to be irrelevant fantasy-wise by the end of the year. That's my take on Puka Nacua. I think that's another reason that Ground and Pound Town loses. He continues his downward trend. Puka Nacua.
Dang. Hot take.
There you go.
Yeah, I probably can see that where it will happen.
So have we disagreed yet?
Yeah. No, I picked you.
Yeah.
And then I picked Jacob T7. Then I picked ZCZ over Blassie.
Okay, cool. We just disagreed. All right.
Yeah.
Team Tillman versus the Munchettes. I'm going to go with the Munchettes here. I think that they have a better quarterback, 2 better quarterbacks. I think the receivers are better. I think the running backs are better. So I think the Munchettes take this.
Yeah, no, my team wants it more. Hungry Dog runs faster. We just got a lot of guys that were counted out, Kyron Williams, Geno Smith, and they're going to show up this week and tell us why they deserve to be 3-1 with the Munchettes.
The Munchettes. All right, and then moving into our game of the week, it is Just Two Justins versus Pound Cake. We had 2 teams that were in the playoffs last year. And Just Two Justins is riding high right now. But Pound Cake, I think Eckler's healthy again, so his team's good again. But I'm still going to go Just Two Justins. He needs to figure out that
Yeah, it
second
depends.
running back spot, but I mean, his team's so
Yeah,
good.
I don't know. It depends if he rosters a full lineup this week because it's been a trend of not doing that.
Yes.
So I'm just going to go safe and just pick two Justins because I don't know if the Pound Cake is going to roster a full team.
Well, it just depends on Austin Eckler because he's not going to move Austin Eckler. We learned that it's Austin Eckler at all costs, even if he's not playing.
That's how much he believes in Austin Eckler.
he's gonna put up points, but he doesn't always put up points as we've learned. All right,
For two straight weeks.
So you picked
Two Justins.
Who right there? You picked two Justins. All right. For some reason, I can't hear your picks. I don't know why, but I'm sure I'll be able to see it when I'm going back through it. All right. So that was what we have for our league this week. The very last thing we're gonna do, I was gonna stand up and we're gonna talk about this for 1 second. I got my full Colorado shirt. I'm still all the way bought in. Oregon isn't even that good. They just got lucky.
Wait, so Oregon's not that good, and you lost to them by 40 points? What does that make Colorado then, if you believe it?
They're going to figure it out. If this isn't Colorado's year,
this is a get right week. This is a get right week against USC.
It is a get right week.
Okay.
Caleb Williams isn't even that good until he's on the Bears, even though he's number one in your rookie quarterback rankings.
And reigning Heisman.
He's actually really good.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think next year is the year for Colorado when they actually put it together. I think they're going to get a lot of transfers. I think that they're going to be relevant next year. And they're in the Big 12, which will be fun.
Them in Wisconsin, I'm seeing has two big leaps in their records next year.
Any thoughts on Nebraska?
They're due. They're due. They are due.
That's an understatement. I'm gonna say that's an understatement. Saying Nebraska's due. They've been due for 2 decades. So
I'm just curious if USC has a film crew out on the field, if other Colorado players are still going to say they're going to beat the other team's coaches and players' asses before the game, and have all that hype. Because I'm very interested to see if they come out with the same energy.
I think that they would. I would assume they would.
And then lose by
You would
40.
hope they do. I don't know. I'm actually bought in on Deion, but like my takes have been absolutely horrible.
Listen, I like Colorado. It's a fun thing. I also think it's pretty funny threatening a coach and then losing by 45 to them.
I think the coolest thing ever was when the one coach said something about his sunglasses, and then he made $1.2 million on sunglasses. I mean, just keep giving the man money. Just keep giving him money.
And to be fair, I'll be fair. When the Oregon's coach said we like substance over fat clicks or something. Oregon's had while they're wearing their 336 jersey in the last 3 years. Listen, that's funny too. I like it when college football is funny. It's a good time.
It is, and this has been. I think people have been talking about it before the season started. This has been one of the most interesting seasons of college football I think ever, at least that I can remember.
It should have been the 12-team league was the perfect year for this.
Yeah, that's true. There have been so many guys that got in. It would have been a lot of fun. But this is the last year that we get of college football this year.
All right, we'll do a little. Who's your 4? Put your 4 in right now.
I don't even know. It's wrong to say Oregon. They look pretty good.
I put in Oregon.
Georgia isn't very good. Alabama's not good. And should I put Texas in there? They're not going to lose in the Big 12. So Texas.
Who's your Big 10 team?
Michigan is better than Ohio State still, even though I like Ohio State more. I think Michigan's just better. They didn't really lose anybody.
4. So what's your 4?
Texas, Georgia, Michigan, and then wild card. I guess not even wild card USC.
Okay, I'm Oregon, Texas. I'll go Ohio State just because some parity, and then obviously Georgia because they're the best team in the country.
Even though they're not that good.
Yeah, but are they not that good compared to one of the most dominant teams in college football last year?
They're not that good.
Okay. Well,
I don't know. There was your college football segment on a fantasy football show. So there you go. I'm sure you're all looking for that.
We were still tuned in.
Shout out you if you are still tuned in. And if
you are, type in the comments half tree.
Half tree, yeah. I'm on the wrong way. There's my half tree. But But if Van Dorn's here right now, and there's like an 8% chance that Van Dorn's here, get a real quarterback. Nebraska sucks.
80 was a generous thing. There's like a 25% chance he's here, and that's still being generous.
All right. He definitely didn't hear that, so there's be no backlash from that.
All right. Well, thanks for watching.
Yeah, thank you so much. We'll see you guys next week.